a health food, okay? You need to know that. It's not a health food, and I'm gonna walk you through why. Fruit was a health food and can be a health food again if you wanna move to a foreign country, okay? So let's hit a cliche term. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. I have to smile at this because it's so much fun for me. This is so much fun for me, okay? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Let's look at one fun fact, which was controversial and people got pissed at me about it. It was titled, "Fruit will kill you faster than red meat," where I argued that the sugar content of fruit is more dangerous for heart disease than red meat is, because we all know there's no correlation between high quality, correctly sourced red meat and heart disease. There's just no correlation, right? There is a correlation between sugar and heart disease, and there's a ton of fructose in fruit, which is sugar. So I argued that fruit was worse for your cholesterol and heart disease than red meat. Well, guess what? I have the science for you tonight, okay? In 2009, they did a study of the Golden Delicious apple. Why? Because the Golden Delicious apple is the #1 most consumed, most popular apple on the planet. People eat more Golden Delicious apples than any other apple, right? So in 2009, they tested an apple a day keeps the doctor away. They had subjects of this study change nothing in their diets except adding 1 Golden Delicious apple per day. Would you like to know the results? Okay, they ate 1 Golden Delicious apple per day. I'm going to tell you what happened. Triglycerides, so this is a cholesterol panel, right? Based on 1 Golden Delicious apple a day. Triglycerides went up. VLDL, these are the most dangerous cholesterol particles in the human body. They are the most directly tied to heart disease. So 1 Golden Delicious apple a day. Triglycerides went up. VLDL went up. What? The 2 most dangerous cholesterol factors for overall risk of heart disease both went up significantly by eating 1 apple a day. Okay? Can we put this issue to rest? Like, please. Now I'm going to tell you why. Because fructose is the most lipogenic sugar on planet Earth. Lipogenic meaning new fat. Literally, the creation of new fat. Lipogenesis in the body is the creation of new fats. Fructose, more than any other sugar, is the most readily converted into stored body fat. That's why this issue is happening. That stored body fat, it's VLDL, right? So your triglycerides go up, your VLDL goes up, it's created in the liver, pushed out into the bloodstream. This VLDL clogs your arteries, boom, fruit will kill you faster than red meat. Scientific data. Any questions? We can keep talking about this, okay? So the issue is, why is fruit so bad? Because the fruit we have today is not actually fruit. These Golden Delicious apples, you would never find them in nature. It's just like bananas. I told you, the yellow bananas you see in a grocery store don't exist in nature. They don't even have seeds. They can't reproduce. They can't live without human intervention. This is not fruit. It's frankenfruit. We're buying frankenfruit, okay? It's created in the lab. Golden Delicious apples were created in a lab, bred to be big, giant, have more sugar, less fiber, and be more delicious and last longer on a shelf, right? They're bred, they're all GMO. Somewhere down the line, even if it says non-GMO, somewhere down the line, that apple you're buying was bred to be a certain way to go into this grocery store, right? Now, this is true of our entire produce department, unfortunately. Fruits, vegetables, even our animals are bred, like grain-fed feedlot, chickens and cows and everything. We screw up everything. It's ridiculous, right? So they have far less micronutrients. If you're turning to fruit for micronutrients, you really shouldn't. It's ridiculous. And I'm going to talk about that right now. Micronutrients are the only reason that we're eating produce, fruit and vegetables to begin with, is to get micronutrients, right? And we're not getting them. So why are we eating them? It's like eating empty calories or eating empty macros, right? Like drinking a beer. You're not getting any nutrient density from a beer, but you're getting a whole bunch of carbs and a whole bunch of calories, right? It's stupid, okay? So how bad is it really? Let's take a look at the same Golden Delicious apple, okay? So like I said, we're going to talk about something called phytonutrients. Phytonutrients are categorized as micronutrients, but there are thousands of them. They're just these chemical compounds found in plants that are still categorized as micronutrients that have that sort of biological and beneficial function in the human body. They're incredible. If you ever look into Ayurvedic medicine or Ayurvedic diets or anything like that, they focus on nutrient density and these phytonutrients, okay, like herbs and spices, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So let's take that same golden delicious apple, okay? We're gonna take the same golden delicious apple and compare it to a wild apple found in nature. A particular apple, the most nutrient dense apple found in nature, is in Nepal, okay? So if we take that wild apple and we take the golden delicious apple and we compare the phytonutrients in these apples, okay? So this is a one-to-one comparison. I just want you to understand this. This is a one-to-one comparison. We have a golden delicious apple versus a wild apple, okay? Golden delicious, wild apple. We compare the phytonutrient levels in these two apples. One apple versus one apple. Golden delicious versus wild apple. Now you may have already guessed that the wild apple has more phytonutrients than the golden delicious. The question is, how much more phytonutrients are contained in the wild apple? One-to-one comparison. Hold on, I need to hide this from you because this is hilarious, okay? I'm gonna go over here, I'll write this number. That says 47,500%. Not a typo, not a mistake, guys. If you know me from the academy, I pay attention to details, right? 47,500% more phytonutrients found in a wild apple than found in a golden delicious, comparatively. Guys, can we put this to bed? Can we put the fruit thing to bed, okay? It's ridiculous. So, you would have to eat 475 golden delicious apples to equal one wild apple. You'd have to eat 475 golden delicious apples to get the phytonutrients contained in one apple. By the way, while you eat those 475 wild apples, you're also consuming well over 8,000 grams of sugar. 8,000 grams of sugar must be consumed via grocery store golden delicious apples, the most popular apple on the planet, to get the phytonutrients in one wild apple. I could punch this board right now. It's like, guys, I drank way too much coffee today. I don't know if you know this. I've been working in this office all day with Josh, and I drank a boatload of coffee. So, if you want to debate me on fruit, we can do it. I really enjoy it. It's super fun for me, okay? Now, there are countless factors to why this is happening. Soil depletion, farming practices, all the prairies in America have been just decimated, pesticides, GMOs, etc., okay? Now again, this example carries over to all the produce in our typical grocery stores, even animal products. Animals are fatter than ever with less nutrients than ever, okay? It's really, really terrible. This is why, because of commonplace food production in America, the vast majorities of Americans are eating too much food and ridiculously malnourished. That's because their foods don't contain nutrient density. They're not choosing nutrient dense foods, okay? Meaning they eat plenty of food, it just doesn't contain any damn nutrients. Okay, so now that I've hit you with this ridiculous wild apple scenario,